Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. In the last episode, we got to meet Assassin, and by that I mean we actually got to know his true name. We got to learn really his whole backstory, like the moment we actually came across him. It was crazy. He actually just revealed it all. The thing is that he is so unique, this one, that there's no way that I could have predicted who this character is, who this heroic spirit ties back to. So, I mean, either way, this guy's really cool. I think Assassin really does stand out based off the sort of circumstance that he's in compared to the other six. But that's just my opinion. I think he's pretty interesting. They're all pretty interesting. And OP. But there was a good old fight between Assassin and Saber. And they decided to call the fight off because there was someone lurking and watching, waiting to see, you know, them pretty much unleash their true power, which would be pretty fatal this early in. And that was probably Ryder, and if not Ryder, then Caster. It does seem like Ryder and Caster are the two in cahoots, and then there is also Assassin, but I don't know if there's some sort of linkage there. I don't know. Tosaka carries Saber off toward my room. Meanwhile, I work on preparing tea in the kitchen. Well, if I don't have it, I don't have it. I tell myself she can complain all she wants and start pouring the hot water over the bag.
Shirou, ちょっといい?
Tosaka comes back.
ちょっと待ってくれ。すぐに行く。
I put 2 teacups on the tray and carry it out to the living room. And there... Oh. Well, I guess Saber's wide awake. Sitting next to Tosaka is Saber in her normal clothes.
Saber! どうして眠ってたんじゃなかったのか。
眠ってたわよ。けど、そういつまでも続く眠りじゃないし、ついさっき目が覚めたの。どうも一気に膨大な魔力を使おうとして体の方から一方的に機能を停止させられたみたいね。
Saber is quiet as Tosaka explains.
お前。
Seeing her back to her usual self, all the frustrations I had earlier come rushing back.
Saber, お前な、自分が何をしたのか分かってるのか。
分からないわけはないでしょう。私は竜道寺に赴き。アサシンのサーバントと戦いました。その折、私たちの戦いを監視していた第3のサーバントに気がつき、戦いを中断しましたが。
違う。そんなことを言ってるんじゃない。
That is a pretty good summary of the events, though.
俺が言いたいのは、どうして戦ったのかってことだ。
またそれですか。サーバントが戦うのは当然のことです。シローこそ。マスターであるあなたがなぜ私に戦うなというのです。
それは。
The thing is that, yeah, this is a little contradictory in a way. The reason why he didn't want her to fight, really, is because of how he sees her. His perspective is that she is human, that she's just a regular woman. But that's not the case here. And he has this idea that, you know, the women shouldn't fight, only the men or whatever. Or, you know, the women shouldn't be getting hurt, only I should. Or whatever. That's his thought process. The thing is that in this case specifically, we just didn't have the information to really, like, go in. We actually got to see what would happen if we just went in. And it wasn't good. It really wasn't. But, you know, how do you convey that? How do you that we aren't ready to go in and fight? So, maybe contradiction isn't the right word to use here, but he doesn't want her to fight for one reason, and now he's saying we should hold off on fighting for a different reason. I do understand that there's no way around fighting since I've decided to participate in the Holy Grail War. And I know me telling Saber not to fight is me contradicting myself. That's a contradiction. But even so, I don't want to see something like that happen to her ever again.
私の方こそ聞きたい。シローは戦いを嫌っているようですが、そんなことで 聖杯戦争に生き残る気があるのかと。あなたの方針に従っていては他のマスターに倒されるだけではないのですか。
It's not like that. I'll fight off anything that might pose a risk to us. I certainly don't intend to just let myself be killed so easily. But aside from that, I just don't want Saber to fight.
違う。戦うのを嫌ってるんじゃない。俺は
And this is much simpler than that.
その女の子が傷つくのはダメだ。そんなの男として見過ごせない。だからお前に戦わせるぐらいなら俺が自分で戦う。
You can argue that this is some like old-fashioned, gender-based stubbornness or whatever, but me, however, I'm sort of seeing it as, he just doesn't want another person to get hurt. He wants to be the hero in a way. Maybe?
私が女だから戦わせないだと。正気ですかあなたは。サーバントはマスターを守るものです。私たちが傷つくのは当然であり、私たちはそのために呼び出されたものに過ぎない。サーバントに性別など関係ないし、そもそも武人である私を女扱いするつもりですか。今の言葉は訂正してください、シロ。
Yeah, it was offensive. And the thing is that you can argue a lot of things that he's been saying here are pretty damn offensive. I don't know if it's because he actually does have this stubbornness or he's just trying to be a gentleman and is sucking straight ass at it. I don't know, but it's not the right way to think, and it is actually going to be holding him back. Saber leans toward me, her eyes blazing with fury, but I won't let her change my mind. I wish I could. I wish I could change your mind, buddy. It's absurd for her to say that she's a warrior before she's a woman. How could someone so frail, light enough for me to carry easily, go and behave so recklessly? Because she's not human.
そりゃセイバーは強いかもしれないけど、それでも女の子だろ。つまんないことにこだわるな、バカ。
Honestly, here's the thing. Sex or gender or anything does not matter in this shit. These are weapons. They are. They're powerful. They're otherworldly. We fought in quotes, against Berserker, who was a monster, But at the end of the day, they're all servants. They're all weapons to the masters to try and win this war.
まさか女性に守護されるのが嫌だとでも言うつもりですか。好みはすでに英霊。そのようなさまつごとなど忘れなさい。
さまつなもんか。もうとにかくセイバーが良くても俺は嫌だ。だいたい自分の代わりに戦ってもらうなんて間違いだったんだ。俺はそんな。
I can't allow someone to protect someone as helpless as me. I don't want someone to get hurt in my place. I'm the one who should be doing the saving. I've been working so hard to become the kind of person who can help people, just like my old man.
くそ、いいな。とにかくセイバーは戦うな。
The thing is, here's the contradiction. If you truly believe that, and you try to put yourself, in front of Saber, there's going to be more problems, more complications, and the potential of other people getting hurt. So you have to allow Saber to get hurt, to take, everything, to take on everything. She has to be the front lines to avoid others getting hurt. I guess you can maybe, in a very wicked stretch, relate this to that trolley example, Is it one person or five?
戦いは俺がする。それなら文句はないだろう。セイバーの望み通り戦うって言ってるんだから。
無茶を言う人ですね、あなたは。人間がサーバントと戦えると思っているのですか。シローでは戦いにすらならないと実感しているでしょう。
Yeah, based off of that bad end that we got the other episode, 2 episodes ago. Yeah, no, we can't fight a servant.
ランサーに襲われた時を思い出してください。あの時、私が現れなければ間違いなくシローは殺されていた。それはどのようなサーバントが相手でも同じです。
そんなのやってみなくちゃわからない。あの時は何の準備もなかっただけだ。けど、今なら対策なんていくらでも立てられるんだから。 やりようによって
brother in
は
Christ.
首をかくことぐらいできる。
You were given a hole by Berserker. He created a chasm within your body.
少子な。シロウの立てた守りなど神も同然です。
今すごいこと言ったな、セイバー。
No, I'm on her side for that one.
あなたこそサーバントを侮っている。人の身で英霊を打倒しようなどと何を思い上がっているのですか。
Saber and I glare at each other. Our conversation is going nowhere, and there is no sign of reaching any kind of compromise.
違うわ、セイバー。シロウはサーバントを侮っているわけじゃない。そのあたりを誤解しちゃうと話が進まないから口を挟ませてもらうけど。
Yeah, we do have a third party here.
それはどういうことですか。
要するにね、そいつ純粋にあなたが傷を負うのを嫌がってるのよ。どうしてか知らないけど、シロウは献身と善意の塊だものね。自分のことよりセイバーの方が大切なんでしょ、あんたは。
そんなことないぞ。俺は別にセイバーが大切なんて言ってない。
Man, if you want to get any point across, you're gonna have to, like, suck it up and, like, admit some shit.
嘘。そうでもなければ自分で戦うなんて言えないわ。だってあなた、自分じゃサーバントに勝てないって分かってるんでしょ。それでも戦うっていうのは自分よりセイバーのが大事ってことじゃない。
I mean, if she puts it like that, maybe, but...
だから無茶でも戦う。勝てないって分かっていながら勝とうとする。その結果が自分の死でも構わない。なぜならあんたの中ではどうしてか知らないけど自分より他人の方が大切だからよ。
Well, I don't mean it to be like that.
そういうことよ。わかるでしょ、セイバー。あのバーサーカー相手にあなたをかばうようなバカなのよ、そいつ。だから本気で自分が戦うって言ってるの。
I don't know how much of Tosika's words actually make it through to Saber, but Saber takes a deep breath and turns toward me.
シロウ、
なんだよ、セイバー。
あなたが戦うことは認めます。ですが、それならば私にも考えがある。
だから何さ。
剣の鍛錬です。シロウの時間が許す限り、私はあなたに剣を教える。それを認めるのなら、私もシロウの意見を認めますが。
Does that mean that she's going to train me? Is this because she's acknowledged my will to fight?
待った。それは心の贅肉よ、セイバー。シロウに剣を教える？やめてよ。そんな気休めでサーバントに太刀打ちできるわけないじゃない。
Yeah, but he'll be, like, more useful than he was prior, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where this could go. It could go in some wicked directions. I mean, this guy has already avoided death like 2 or 3 times.
それは当然です。ですが知らないよりはマシでしょう。少なくとも戦闘時の迷いは薄れます。あとはシロウ本人の決意にかけるだけですが、実践とは得てしてそういうものではないですか。向かない者には何を教えても身につくことなどありません。
まあ言われてみればそっか。殴り合う覚悟ってのは一度殴り合ってみないと一生つかないものね。
はい。ですから一度、いえ、一度と言わず時間の許す限り、シロウには戦闘の結果としての死を体験させ、戦いに慣れてもらわなければ。
The two of them are talking pretty casually about some scary stuff. This is the stuff that you wanted.
ちょっと待て。
You wanted to be the
俺はいいなん
front
て一
line.
言も。
じゃあ私は魔術講座にしとく。セイバーが体を鍛えるんなら私は知識を育てるわね。まあ初めからそういう約束だったし、明日から本格的に鍛え直してやりますか。
Tomorrow is in, like, actually tomorrow or later in the day, because it's like 2 in the morning.
お願いします。リンがそうしてくれるなら、私も剣のみに集中できる。
いいっていいって。じゃあ話も決まったことだし解散しましょう。 明日はいろいろと忙しそうだから。
So much for Saber sleeping through the day. Tosaka waves goodbye and disappears into the outbuilding.
私も休みます。シローも休憩を取ってください。明日は道場で汗を流してもらいますから。
She gives a short bow and goes back to her room. All that remains in the living room is 2 cups of untouched tea and one dumbfounded boy. No one drank their goddamn tea?
いや、だから俺は一言もさ。
My words go unheard. Anyway, what was already a confusing situation has grown a hell of a lot more complicated. I can't even begin to imagine what will happen tomorrow.
ねえよ。とにかく体力だけは温存しなくちゃ。
Everything starts with the body. Well, yeah. The only thing I can do is to cling on to my fragile hope that as long as my body is strong enough, I will be able to endure whatever torture they might throw at me. But this could, maybe, probably not, work out in actually helping him, not be as weak as he currently is. Maybe it can turn the tide. Because I have such a strong feeling that this is like the weakest team up, I don't know, that's just me.
できれば誰も悲しまない方がいい。自分程度の力添えで周りが幸せなら、それはこの上なく住みやすい世界だと思うんだ。
That was always Kiritsugu's favorite saying. The man who I saw as a champion of justice was saying that he thought he was a failure, that he wasn't good enough. He didn't need to explain it to me. The worlds the young me and the grown-up Kiritsugu lived in were just too different, and so the standards for being a hero of justice were different too. When I was young, this house was my entire world. So my old man, Fujine, myself, and my favorite shed were the only things that needed protecting. All I thought I had to protect was what I could see around me. But Kiritsugu wanted to do something for those that he couldn't see or reach.
若い頃は向こう水でね、世の非常を呪うことで自らを育んでいた。世界が非常ならば、それ以上に非常になることを武器にして、自分の理想を貫こうとしたんだよ。
There will always be those that cannot be saved. You just can't save everything. If in the process of trying to save 1,000, you overlook 5,000, then I will abandon 100 to save 900. That is the most efficient way. That is the ideal, Kiritsugu once told me. Of course, I got mad hearing that. It really ticked me off, because I didn't have to be told that since I knew that already. Because I knew firsthand that it was that very ideal that led me to being saved. I didn't need to be reminded about something so obvious, but I still believed that a hero of justice could save everyone, despite those limitations. Because that's what a hero of justice was. Someone who could still perform miracles no matter how idealistic or unattainable they may be.
そうだね、シロ。結果は一番大事だ。けどそれとは別に、そうであろうとする心が。
What did Kiritsugu say about heart again? I don't remember. It's not often I reminisce about something from so long ago. I must be in a deep sleep, otherwise I wouldn't be dreaming in the first place.
シロ、起きてください。そろそろ朝食ではないですか?
Hello, Saber. See? Saber is waking me up. It's pathetic. Hey, at least we're,
何?
we understand that we're in a dream. I bolt upright and out of my futon. It's 6:30 in the morning. Fresh sunlight pours in from outside.
シロ、朝です。朝食の支度はいいのですか?
Saber is staring right at me.
過ごした。すぐに起きる。
私に謝る必要はないと思いますが、ゆっくりしている余裕がないのは事実です。
Uh-oh.
先ほど、さくらとリンが揉めていたようですから。
さくらと遠坂が揉めていた?
What's going on? Hold on, don't throw me in a situation I don't understand just as I'm waking up.
それって遠坂の部屋でか?
いえ、今です。私も通りかかっただけですから、 詳しくは知りませんが。
わかった。とにかく急ぐ。
Oh, but there's something I forgot to do.
何でしょうか、シロ。
おはよう、セイバ。起こしてくれて助かった。
Damn, what a nice guy. I greet her, and then I head out into the hallway. But seriously, what the hell did Tosuka do to start an argument with Sakura? I mean,
トサカ!
we really don't know the situation. We can't jump to any sort of conclusions yet. In the living room, there's no sign of Sakura. Tosuka is alone, casually watching the weather forecast on TV.
おはよう。朝っぱらから人の名前を叫ぶなんて穏やかじゃないわね。
She turns around as if to ask if something had happened. Huh? That's weird. It doesn't look like she was fighting with Sakura at all.
ああ、おはよう。ってトサカ、なんでもサクラと揉めたって聞いたんだが、本当か？
え？あ、そっか。セイバーから聞いたのか。ええ。客観的に見ればそういうことになるけど、別に大したことじゃないわよ。
Oh yeah, she's not gonna be happy about
しばら
that.
くここには来るなって言いつけただけだから。
She's so casual about basically banning Sakura from my house.
バカな。その話、サクラは前にも断ってるじゃないか。それを繰り返したところで、サクラが承諾するはずが。
ないけど、交換条件を出したら帰ってくれたわよ。さくらが1週間ここに来なければ、私はおとなしく家に戻るって言ったの。それで交渉成立。しぶしぶだけど帰っていったわ。あ、そうそう。シローによろしくだって。
よろしくってお前。
Why would she do something like that without telling me? Actually, I shouldn't yell at her for it. Tosuka's just done something I should have.
そうだった。悪い。朝から面倒を押し付けちまった。気分悪くしただろう、トサカ。
いや、別に面倒でも嫌でもなかったけど、なんだってそんなこと言うわけ、シロ？
いや、トサカ、サクラと仲が良かっただろ。なのに、面と向かって出ていけなんて2回も言うのは嫌だったはずだ。だから悪かったって。しっかりしなくちゃいけないのに、またトサカに負担をかけた。
いいけどそんなの。私だって自分の安全第一でサクラを追い出したんだし、シローにそう謝られる筋合いなんてないわ。
Wait, what do you mean by for your own safety?
自分の安全第一ってなんでさ？
だってシンジがマスターだったんでしょ。あいつのことだから、
Oh.
シロのとこにサクラがいるって分かったら目の敵にするに決まってるもの。だからシンジとの決着がつくまではサクラはここにいさせない方がいいのよ。
I get it. Yeah, you know what? I kind of keep forgetting that Shinji is, related to Sakura. And that's like a huge thing here now that we know that Shinji is a master. She makes a good point. Shinji said that he doesn't tell Sakura anything. I don't think he was lying. But if he finds out his little sister comes here so often, he might get the wrong idea.
だよな。シンジから見れば、サクラを人質に取ったように見えるもんな。
そういうこと。もっともそんなことは別にして、ここが危険なことに変わりはないでしょ。
How so?
あんまり頻繁に夜出歩かせるのもなんだし、しばらくは遠慮してもらった方がいいのよ。それがサクラのためだし、私たちのためでもある。
まあ、そうだな。サクラには悪いけど、後で謝って許してもらおう。
It is very possible that there are some that will go out of their way to harm those that are innocent, just regular people, even so they're not supposed to. Though I won't be able to explain myself even when the time comes. And this is really getting to me. I feel really bad about turning Sakura away like this, even if it's temporary. She's been so unselfish about helping me for all this time.
あら、随分と元気がないこと。さっき人を怒鳴りつけてくれた異性はどこに行ったのかしらね。エミヤくんはそんなにサクラがいないと寂しいのかな？
This person is pure evil. It's so great. Tosuke grins maliciously. Ah, crap. I've known that she teased me whenever I show vulnerability, but I went and did it again.
ほっといてくれ。さくらはうちの平和のシンボルだったんだよ。藤姉と俺だけじゃ足りないところを補ってくれてたんだ。それをこっちの都合で追い返したんだから気だって沈む。
なんだ、よくわかってるじゃない。それだけ言えれば合格よ。少しは勝ち切ってのが出てきたみたいね。
何が言いたいんだよ。
わからない？つまりね、戦いが終わればさくらは戻ってくるでしょ。シロは聖杯なんていらないって言うけど、それなら今まで会ってくれた平穏のために戦えばいい。
Nah, come on, that's
ほら、
cheating.
目的がはっきりしていいじゃない？
That's cheating. I mean, that does make a whole lot of sense, but come on. Tosuka smiles her very biggest smile. When she puts it like that, I really have no choice but to agree. Damn, I don't know what to say. What she said there confirms that she's both mean-spirited and ridiculously awesome at the same time. That's actually why I really like her character. It's kind of annoying.
じゃあしばらくさくらちゃんは来ないの？
まあそういうことだから、藤姉もたまには家で親孝行したらどうだ。じいさん、娘に構ってもらえないって嘆いてたぞ。
お父さんなんかほっといてもいいの。私がいなくたって死にゃしないんだから。それにね、さくらちゃんがいないんなら余計私がしっかりしなくちゃダメじゃない。シロだって男の子だもん。万が一があったら懲戒免職よ。
んなことな。
Sadly, since I'm a man, I really can't confidently deny that. You can deny anything, man.
エミヤくん、何かしらね、今の止めは。
She glares. Tosuka's eyes bore into me from one side.
ないと思う。これはただの下宿じゃないんだ。俺だって分かってる。
そう、よかった。やっぱりエミヤくんは信用できますね、先生。
当然です。シロは私でもちょっと趣味に走りすぎたかっていうぐらい落ち着いてるんだから。
Oh yeah, hello Saber. Saber continues to eat in silence as she observes the two interacting. It's been 2 days, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this.
あ、そうそうシロ。弓道部のことなんだけどね、三辻さんが怪我したっていう話知ってる？
三辻が？なんだ、また他の部のやつと喧嘩でもしたのか、あいつ。まったく、もうすぐ3年なんだから少しは落ち着けってんだ。
Wait, that's the captain, right?
で、怪我の方はどうなんだよ。割と深いのか？
うん、それは大丈夫。軽い捻挫だって。学校の帰り道に怪しいやつに襲われたそうよ。あの子って俊足でしょ。スパーッと勢いよく逃げたんだけど、最後に転んで怪我したみたい。
So she got hurt from the escape, not hurt from the guy.
そうか。大事がなくてよかった。けど、よりによってあいつにね。どちらにせよ、間抜けな犯人だったな。俺はてっきり
逃げたんじゃなくてノックアウトしたって思ったんでしょう。
Fujine grins. Yep, she sure knows Ayako Mitsuzuri well.
あいつが逃げるなんてめったにないから。
You know, just a reminder, there was the shady guy that was talking to Sakura back in the prologue. I haven't forgotten that one.
しかし、そうか。三辻のやつも俗には弱かったのか。ま、いいんじゃないか。それぐらいのイベントが起きないと、あいつに女らしさを教えるのは不可能だ。
I munch on my rice, nodding approvingly. I am not
ねえ
nodding
ねえ、エミヤ
approvingly.
くん。
Suddenly, Green Tosuka slaps my shoulder, smiling at me.
私からもちょっと耳寄りな話してあげよっか。
なんだよ。今の話以上に耳寄りな話は難しいぞ。
うん、今まで黙ってたけどね、私と綾子って仲良しなの。休みの日は2人で遊びに行くぐらいの仲って知ってた？
Wait. Why are she and Mitsuzuri friends?
はい。
今の話、一言一句間違えずに伝えてあげるから安心して。エミヤくんも喜んでたって言ったら、 綾子ったらそりゃあもう瓦10枚はぶち抜くぐらいに喜ぶんじゃないかな。
訂正したい。今のは言葉のあやだ。あまり人様に話すような発言じゃないんで、黙っていてくれるととても助かる。
You see the problem here, Shirou? You see the problem with your way of thinking?
そうなの？なら黙っていてもいいけど、それなりの条件がないときついかな。ほら、ついポロッと口に出ることってあるじゃない？
お前な、謙虚なセリフを言ってんのににんまり笑ってるってのは良くないぞ。
あら、ごめんなさい。別に楽しいわけじゃないから誤解しないでね。
Yeah, there's no misunderstanding here. She's enjoying this.
わかった。これから朝食は洋風にする。さっきお前が言ってた朝飯作るならパンにしろという提案も受け入れていい気になったり。
上出来ね。マーマレードだけじゃなくてイチゴのジャムも忘れないでくれると嬉しいわ。
たく、日本の朝を何だと思ってやがる。
Foreigner wannabe, wow.
お前一人の趣味で朝飯を買いやがって、この暴君。
いいえ、それは違います。朝食がパンになるのは私も嬉しい。加えて半熟の卵を用意していただければ文句はないのですが。
Saber jumps right into the discussion.
ああ、そうですか。わかったよ。洋食にすればいいんだろ。くそ。さくらが洋食にしたからって調子づきやがって。お望み通り明日から朝はパンにするから、それで文句はないな。ならさっきの話は他言無用。絶対に三つ釣りにはバラすなよ。
I huff and shove rice into my mouth without looking at either of them. And then...
なんでそんな無駄なことするのかな?
Fujine, who had been watching our conversation with a look of wonderment, finally speaks up.
なんだよ。無駄ってなんだよ、藤根。
だって遠坂さんが話さなくても私が三つ釣りさんに話しちゃうじゃん。
no.
こんな面白い話、
No.
黙ってられないよ私。
Oh my god. Fujine shakes her head disapprovingly as she eats. Actually, I need to think of a way to deal with her, or I'm really in trouble. Breakfast ends and it's 7:30. Fujine surprisingly stays back and suggests that the three of us walk to school. But we can't do that. I made a decision last night. Now that I've said I won't rely on Saber, I can't afford to take it easy anymore. Well, what does that mean? Are we ditching school?
それじゃ行こっか。戸締まりはいい？シロ。
いや、戸締まりはいいよ。俺、今日学校休むから。
Oh, there we have it. I wave Fujine and Tosaka off. Fujine freezes, stupefied for just a few seconds.
ちょっと、学校休むってどういうことよ？
え？お？
Tosaka beat Fujine to the chase.
そうよシロ。学校休むってシロどこも悪くないでしょ？
いや、傷が痛んでるんだ。気温が下がると古傷って痛むだろ。そんな感じ。
I have heard that recently.
それ嘘でしょシロ。
嘘だけど、それで勘弁してくれ、藤根。何も学校が嫌ってわけじゃないんだ。やることがあって、そっちのが今は重要なだけなんだ。
もうそんな言い方されたら私の負けじゃない。シロが事情を話さないときっていつもそうなんだもん。
She really is like a sister. Fujine is complaining, but at least she understands, or at least
そういう
family.
わけだ。
She gets it.
学校の方は父
She
さんに
gets
任せ
him.
る。
そう。まあ、エミヤくんがいようがいなかろうが、こっちには支障はないし。確かに悪くない選択よ、それ。
なあ、留守は任せてくれ。しばらくはバイトも休むから、家はそう開けないよ。
わかった。それじゃあ行ってくるねシロ。怪我で学校を休むんだからあんまり外に出ちゃダメよ。
それじゃあね。今回はいいけど、次からは事前に相談してよね、こういうことは。
Well, alright. I guess the training is about to commence.
さて、雑巾掛けぐらいしとかないとな。
I told Saber to meet me here a little later. I always just do the bare minimum of cleaning in here. It's been years since I sparred with anyone in this place. It'd probably be rude to both the dojo and Saber if I don't clean up a little.
しかしあれだな。剣の修行って言っても何をやらされるのやら。
I've sparred using a shinai with Kiritsugu many times, but Kiritsugu and I never really cared about proper form. It was more like a couple of amateurs beating each other up. I never really had any plans to practice kendo seriously, and I was really only taught how to fight opponents wielding a sword.
そもそも道具を使って喧嘩するのは苦手だったな。作ったり直したりする方にしか関心がないんだから。
In that sense, this might be the first time for me to learn proper swordsmanship in any serious sense. Saber's swordsmanship is different than kendo, but I'm sure there are some things in common, and I don't think they're so different that I won't be able to keep up. I hear the door open. Saber arrives precisely on time. That works out well since I've just finished cleaning.
待たせたな。今日からここで手ほどきをしてもらうわけだけど。
どうかしましたか、シロ。何か意外なものを見るような顔をしていますが。
いや、セイバーの服がそのままだったから驚いた。てっきりあっちの格好で来るのかと思ってたから。
I don't think she actually needs to. We're training with swords, so I immediately thought of Saber in her armor since that's what she always wears when she's fighting.
はあ、武装している方がいいというのでしたら着替えますが。そうですね。私がどうかしていました。たとえ試合とはいえ、鎧をまとわないのはシロに失礼です。申し訳ありません。すぐに着替えてきます。
いや、別にそういうわけじゃない。ただの思い違いだからいいんだ。俺もどっちかっていうと鎧姿より今の方がいい。
ですが、この服装ではシロの気が済まないのではないのですか？
I gotta be honest, I'm not really sure what he's trying to say.
気が済まないって確かに今から試合するぞって感じじゃないけど、セイバーが動きやすいって言うんなら問題ないだろう。
それはそうですが、この服装で剣を振るうのはおかしくはないでしょうか？
なんでさ、似合ってるんだからおかしくなんかないぞ。俺、セイバーは鎧姿より今の方がいいと思う。
理解しかねます。この服装は確かに気軽なのですが、戦闘には耐えられないでしょう。セイバーとしては不向きな姿だと思うのですが。
その格好で戦うなバカ。セイバーは女の子だろ。女の子にはそういう服のが似合うんだから、それでいいんだ。
I have no idea where this is even supposed to be going. And then, I return the rag I've been cleaning with to the bucket, and I bring back two shinai that I had been leaning against a wall.
さて、それでどういった鍛錬をするんだ、セイバー。方針は全部セイバーに任せるから、無茶でも何でも言ってくれ。
Yeah, be careful what you're, willing to do here, honestly. I toss her the bamboo sword. Saber seems distracted as she catches the shinai and stares at me quietly.
なんだよ、しないじゃダメか。
Yeah, what he said earlier must have really gotten to her.
まさか僕と、いや、真剣を使えってんじゃないだろうな。
She's really a tough instructor. This is beyond anything I imagined.
いえ、そのようなことはありません。せっかく優れた試合用の模造刀があるのですから、こちらを使うことにしましょう。
Saber draws in a deep breath and goes right back to being the normal Saber I know well, or as I know her, excuse me.
よかった。さすがに木刀で試合をするのは武装すぎる。で、本当に何をやればいいんだ？まず素振り500回とか走り込みとか、そういう体力作りからか。
その必要はないでしょう。私から見てもシロの運動能力は水準に達しています。これ以上肉体面を鍛えるのであれば、それは1日や2日でできることではありません。シロは魔術師としては未熟ですが、戦士としては悲観したものではないと思います。
Yeah, he's been at it.
まあそれぐらいしか取り柄がなかったからな。体を鍛えるのだけは魔術の才能がなくてもできたことだし。
それが幸いしたのでしょう。ランサーに襲われて死に至らなかったのはシローのそういう努力の賜物ですから。
No, he was smart and cunning to get away from all of his attacks.
ですがそれは武器になるほどのものではありません。人間には限界がある。シローの体はその限界の域には程遠いし、突破することも難しいでしょう。ですから私が教えることはただ戦うことだけです。
戦うことだけってどういうことだ？今の口ぶりからして戦う方法を教えてくれるってわけじゃなさそうだけど。
当然です。一朝一夕で戦闘技術など身につくはずがないでしょう。私にできることはマスターに一回でも多く戦いを味わってもらうことだけです。
Oh, we're just gonna be throwing Shirou in the deep end then.
そもそも人に物を教えることは苦手なのですから、私に指示されても困ります。
もしもし？
Having her sound so proud about that makes it a bit awkward for me as her student.
つまり要するにただ試合をするだけってことかな。
ええ、ただそれだけです。マスター、寸止めはなし。お互い相手を殺すつもりで打ち合いましょう。そうですね。1時間もすればどういうことなのか理解してもらえると思います。
Okay, so I do wonder, you know, it's one thing for her not really getting all the sleep, but going at it, like, I'm sure she'll, you know, not necessarily go full saber on our ass, but I'm sure she's still going to be exerting quite a bit. That's probably not a good thing, right? I guess as long as no magical energy is being used here, then maybe we're okay. Saber readies herself, gently gripping her shinai. Huh? I tilt my head, wondering what she means, but I also grip my shinai as Saber does. In that instant, my vision goes black. Buddy, you were not prepared. Saber is teaching me one very simple lesson. No matter what I do, no matter what strategy I come up with, none of it will change the outcome of a fight against someone I just don't have a chance of beating.
これ本当に折れてるって間違いなく。
It'll fix itself eventually.
折れているのならもっとたくましい腕になっています。重度の打ち身ですが、今のシローならじきに回復するでしょう。
そうか。よし、ならもう少し続けるか。
まだ続けるのですか、シロー。確かに打ち身ではありますが、すぐに動いていいものではありません。
容赦なく人の腕に打ち込んできて何言ってんだ。いいぜ。セイバーが乗り気じゃないんならその隙。
I got her. Nope. Obviously. I was gonna say, there's no way.
人の話を聞いてください。明らかにシローは疲労しています。そんな体ではせっかくの修練も無駄になるのですから休憩を入れるべきです。
いやでもな、こう明らかに手加減されてるのに打たれっぱなしっていうのは情けない。せめて人たちセイバーの眉ぐらいは動かさなきゃ悔しくて倒れられん。
驚くというのでしたらもう十分驚いています。強情だとは思っていましたが、まさかこれほどとは思っていなかった。
Well, at least we're all on the same page with him being a stubborn guy.
悪かった
Just straight up.
根本的に負けず嫌いなんだ俺。
ええ、それは嫌というほど思い知りましたので結構です。ともかく休憩にしますから、シローも竹刀を置いてください。床も汗で滑りやすくなっている。極限状態での模擬戦でもなし、疲労困憊して足場も不確かなどという状態では意味がありません。
なんでさ、普通戦闘訓練ってのは最悪の状態を想定してやるもんだろ。なら
それこそ無意味です。いいですかシロー。あなたがサーバントと戦うというのでしたら、体力は万全、足場は完全、逃走経路は確保済みという状況以外での戦闘は無意味です。あなたは全てが充実した状態でなければサーバントと戦いにさえならない。最悪の状態で戦うという時点であなたは選択を間違えているのです。
I do have to agree, there really isn't anything to gain.
つまりこういう状態では間違っても戦うなってことか。
そういうことです。そうなってはどのような奇跡もシロを救いはしないでしょう。あなたの戦いはまず自身を万全にし、的確な状況を模索することから始まるのです。
納得。それじゃ申し訳ないけど休ませてくれ。
Good move. I slump against the wall and slowly slide down to the floor. I exhale. Air should be what I feel coming from my lungs, but instead there is only heat. While my body is throbbing with pain, I glance towards the clock on the wall. It's a little past 11 o'clock. We started around 9, so we've been sparring for about 2 hours. During the first hour, I was just getting beaten up. Saber struck suddenly and then I blacked out. I woke up thinking I'd be more careful, and then I just got knocked right back out. After getting beaten up repeatedly, my body seemed to get used to it. Or maybe my anger just triggered some latent power, but eventually I did manage to block the first blow. The problem came after that. Here's a thought. Would humans dare to, or even be able to fight back against an opponent who is so much stronger and more skilled? And the answer was no, because I blanked out the instant I flinched. After that, it was just a repeated show of a cat cornering a rat. If, no matter how I tried to block the attack, I was just going to fall, mortally wounded, then I had no choice but to attack in desperation. Of course, she deflected my attacks easily and knocked me out, but as I got used to it, I started getting enough time and awareness to intuit that the next attack would kill me, so I had just enough time to think to myself, oh crap. I guess in a general sense, I was getting into the swing of things. So after that, I went on the defensive. My intuition kept screaming that the next attack would knock me out, so I tried to avoid it, like any living thing would. I managed to parry Saber's Shinai attacks as they rained down upon me, and while I waited for an opening to counterattack, she struck a fatal blow. I managed to stand up and think that the next time I'd last longer, well then think maybe I should just go on the offensive before she can strike, and since I couldn't hold out anyway. And that went on for 2 hours. I'm not sure this is going to make me stronger, but I do think it's helping me get used to fighting. Which, yeah, that's sort of what we need here. Practice so I'm neither confused nor too calm in the face of the enemy. Excuse me, all I'm doing is teaching myself that I'm a single mistake away from death. But if you asked me if I thought this was meaningless, I'd say no. With no effective weapon to use, the feeling of constantly being on edge is the most important thing I have.
お疲れ様でした。どこか痛むところはありますか、シロ?
I'm sure he's hurt in many areas. The next thing I know, Saber's right next to me. I'm so exhausted I'm dripping sweat all over the floor. Saber isn't even breathing hard.
痛まないところのが珍しいぐらいだ。ほんと、容赦なくやってくれたな、セイバー。こうまで一方的だと逆に清々しい。
I have to admit, I'm saying that entirely because I'm a sore loser.
はい。シロに合わせて加減はしましたが、容赦はしないよう心がけました。手心を加えては戦いにはなりませんから。
そうだな。おかげで今なら首輪が外れたドーベルマンが走ってきても冷静に対処できる。
Yeah, good luck with that.
ってドーベルマンぐらいじゃまだまだか。俺も全然修行が足りなかった。
Yeah, one of the more terrifying things actually is a dog running at you. I've been bitten by a dog actually. I don't know if I ever really told the story in a video, but I was riding a bike and a dog circled around behind me and latched onto my leg while I was still, cycling away. That shit is terrifying, So, a Doberman? A giant-ass dog like a Doberman? Yeah, good luck, buddy. Just good luck. I'm in a moment of honest reflection. I've always thought I trained myself more than the average person, but now I'm ashamed for throwing in the towel after just 2 hours of sparring with Saber.
いいえ、そのようなことはありません。シロの打ち込みは一心で力がありました。
I'm suddenly embarrassed again. For a while, we'd just been two people sparring with our Shinai with no thought given to being a man and a woman, but now, She's caught me off guard.
いや、ちょっと待った。水飲んでくれ、俺。
水ですか？それでしたら私が汲んできますから、シローは休んでいてください。
Yeah, the way that he had forgotten that, you know, it is man and woman, that sex was a thing with their characters. Yeah, that's kind of the point of this whole fucking war, again, with these servants. It really doesn't matter. Saber goes to get some water. But now that he's back to his senses, of course, it's back to considering that shit. Close? What was so close? Oh, man, this guy is a fucking lost cause at times. I drink the water that Saber brings me. It must still be break time, as Saber is sitting formally in a kneeling position. Saber is so beautiful when she does that kind of thing. I'm not saying that as a man finding a woman attractive, but because I find her beautiful as a human being. She's not a human being. It's still strange to think that she is Saber, a servant, and someone dedicated to fighting. Now that is who she is. Right now, there's only me and Saber. And this might be a good opportunity for me to strike up a conversation, so I'll ask. Oh, god damn it. The reason to fight, I want to know why she seeks the Holy Grail. That might not be a bad question to ask. I want to know more about Saber before she became a servant. That I don't think she's willing to give us too much information on. My curiosity definitely kind of like connects here. Because I want to know her identity. I still don't know what it is. And nobody gives me any hints. Nobody wants to tell me whether sex is actually a factor, or if mythology is a factor, or fiction, nonfiction, or if we could just have straight up like something that some wacky, freaky author created in a book maybe or something. I don't know. It could be anything as I know it right now. I just don't know. Well, shit. I don't know what I want to ask here, and we still have time in the recording. I don't want to wrap it up here. I've pissed myself off multiple times because I'll forget that I wrap up an episode here at a question. I have to make a choice, and I just leave it, you know? Like, I hate doing that, honestly. It's good for, you know, the me that's finishing up the episode, but the me of the next is not all that pleased. I think we'll go with the first to find out why she seeks the Holy Grail, you know? To sort of connect to her in a way that she actually wants to be connected to, maybe? Why does she want to fight so much? I might be able to understand her convictions a little more if I find out why she wants the Holy Grail. But can I really ask her that?
Saber, 一つ聞くんだけど、いいかな?
はい。何でしょう、シロ。
Basically, I want to know her wish.
その、聞き忘れていたことなんだけど、セイバーが俺に力を貸してくれるのは、セイバー自身も聖杯が欲しいからなんだろう。なら、一体、セイバーは聖杯に何を求めているんだよ。
聖杯を求める理由ですか。ただ欲しいからではいけないのでしょうか。聖杯は万能の器です。手に入れれば叶わない願いはない。それを求めることに理由などありません。
違う。そういうことを聞いてるんじゃないんだ。セイバー、わざとごまかしているだろう。それ。
I mean, that could be her, like, you know, honest answer to it.
シロ、それは。
求める理由じゃない。その、叶えたい願いっていうのが何なのか知りたいんだ。けど、セイバーが言いたくないんなら言わなくていい。自分の願いなんて人に聞かせられるものばかりじゃないからな。
And while it may not necessarily help me try to figure out what her actual identity is, it might help us, you know, figure out her character a little bit more. Saber closes her mouth, embarrassed. I'm not surprised. Saber didn't form a contract with me to help me. Masters are the only ones who can obtain the Holy Grail, so she is only here to assist with that. And that's why she's hesitant to tell me her wish. But most of all, I don't want to hear her tell me about her selfish wish. Wait, what? I don't want to hear her tell me about her selfish wish? No, I do. So I shouldn't have asked? No, what the fuck? Besides, it's disrespectful for someone without a clear wish to ask about someone else's wish.
シロ、 それはマスターとしての命令ですか？
Nah, it's more so like a friend. That catches me off guard. Saber turns to look at me, her gaze as serious as her tone.
いや違う、そういうつもりじゃない。ただセイバーのことが気になっただけなんだ。
Again, it's
つまらな
more
い
of
ことを聞
like
いてすまなかった。
it's more of a question to try to connect, you know? I don't know if it'll change anything, but it's to help understand the character.
いえ、確かにサーバントとしてマスターには己が望みを口にしておかねばなりません。シロー、私が聖杯を求める理由はある責務を果たすためです。私は生前に果たせなかった責任を果たすため聖杯の力を欲している。
Responsibility, huh? She looks straight at me. I see no deceit in her eyes.
責任を果たす。生前ってサーバントになる前のか？
はい。ですが、私にも本当のところはわからない。私はただやり直しがしたいだけなのかもしれません。
Interesting. Saber looks down quietly. For a moment, she looks like a lost child seeking repentance.
そうか。ともかくそれで安心した。セイバーがさ、遠坂みたいに夢は世界征服よなん
リンが聞いたら怒りますね。彼女はそういうことを口にする人間ではありません。彼女ならば聖杯を自分のためだけに使うでしょうが、それは決して世を混乱に陥れるものではないでしょう。
I mean, probably not world domination necessarily, but I know that she wants some fucking control.
そうか？俺は違った意味であいつにだけは聖杯を渡しちゃいかんと思ってるが。
I nod to myself. All the while, Saber watches me, her expression gentle. This conversation ends here. I should never have brought this up. No, I'm happy we did. We may not be getting the brownie points with her necessarily for asking that question, but it gets us a better idea of who she is, which I think is strong, or a good idea to strengthen, you know, the relationship that these two will have, to get a better idea of her, basically. The mood between the two of us eases thanks to the mention of Tosaka, and I decided it'd be best not to pry. But the ache in my heart still remains. Even though I was relieved to know Saber's wish was not a materialistic one, I felt there was still something amiss with it. No, but that could also give us a clue as to what her true identity is, honestly. It really can. But I am curious. It did actually give us brownie points with her. Wow, okay. Okay, all right, game. I see you. I also am not looking forward to who we're going to be seeing here upcoming. I am not looking forward to that. And don't worry, I'll probably forget that I even saw that by the, start of the next episode. I tend to do that. I tend to easily forget things. But then I also remember things when I really shouldn't be able to remember them. I'm very backwards with stuff, trust me. But thank you all for coming out, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.